A client just asked me how I've made so much money in such a short space of time. Great question, and I wanted to break it down for you guys as well, just so you might be able to take some parts of it. If you look at your business, there are only like 3 major roles or 3 major functions that it needs to have. So I call these the vital 3, and they are marketing, sales, and delivery. Now, the aim of marketing is simply to get leads. The aim of sales is obviously to convert those leads into clients or money. And the aim of delivery is to get results or match the client's outcome or the expectation of the outcome. Okay. That's pretty much it. Yes, you could argue you've got like finance, you've got ops, you've got HR, all these other things. But for now, if you're watching this, you're starting out or you've been going a little while and your leads or your clients just aren't where they want to be, then you don't really need to focus too much on these things over here. You need to focus much more on the vital 3. So call this the vital 3, and vital 3 because it's vital that you make sure you do all of them. However, if you were to look at your calendar, all right, and you were to look at how many sales calls that you had in a particular month or a particular week, that number is probably quite small, or the number of hours is quite low compared to the time you spend marketing and the time you spend delivering to clients, if you have any. So essentially, we can actually get rid of the sales side of things for now, because I want to focus on the big chunky bits. And in doing so, we're going to end up looking at getting leads and delivering to clients. They are your 2 priorities. Get more inquiries or more people on calls, and then help them win once you convert them. Okay. That's absolutely crucial, or vital, as we call it. So, how do we do that? And how do we do it in a way that doesn't make us burn out? Because there are so many things that are being preached at us at the moment. Should we do ads? Should we do cold calls? Should we do organic? Should we do PR? Should we do SEO? Should we focus on the website? And you know what? The fact of the matter is, all of these things work. They all tick a box and they all can generate traffic. But when you try and do them all at once, you're basically doing every single one of them in slow motion rather than just excelling with the one thing. And the thing that I told my client, my answer to this question is focus. All right. Now, there isn't that much to focus on. We're only looking here at 2 things, marketing and delivery. So it isn't actually that much, even though it's a lot of different things that you do need to do. I like to take my time and really zone in on one or the other. So as an example, this month we're launching version 5.0 of our product. So the 5th version of our product, our C2C program, in just over 3 years. All right. And this is what I really put our growth down to. And we have been growing very, very fast. It's the complete and utter obsession over the product and the client, rather than what I have messed up with in the past, but I keep bringing myself back to not doing, is obsessing over the marketing. And you'll typically find people fall in one or 2 camps, all right? They're really good at marketing, but the product is shit. Or they're shit at marketing, but the product is amazing. Right? Now, that's not the same for everyone, but you've probably experienced this, right? You get heavily sold to, heavily marketed at, and then you get peek behind the curtain and it's crap. Alternatively, there are these secret things out there that you never knew existed that are amazing, but a lot of the time the marketing just doesn't line up. So what I like to do is flip between going into marketing mode and then going into product mode. All right. And as I say, I've been the whole of April going into product mode in a very deep way, making sure that our whole program is structured, the roadmap is easy to follow, that people know what support they can get and how to get it. Everything's accessible, it's tagged up, the descriptions are there, links are there, the thumbnails look good. And I've basically said no to thousands and thousands of pounds this month, simply because I know that if we make the product better, the marketing will automatically improve. All right. I'll say that again. The better your product, the easier and better your marketing. So I went into a bit more detail with this client and I told her, look, there's something that you can do. There's an exercise I believe you can do called the reverse delivery method. All right. And it just means that all your content becomes really, really easy to make. So my suggestion to her was to create a list of 100 things. All right. And when I say things, I mean misconceptions, questions, and objections that clients or ideal clients have. All right. So in order for you to do this, you have a process, you have an outcome, whatever, that you help people get. For us, it's more clients. It's a lot more than that, but people want more clients, so they work with us. And in order to do that, there are lots of different things that these clients of ours have to do. Well, first and foremost, they have to sort out their offer, then their marketing, then their sales, and then they also need to work on delivery, and then they may want to scale as well. All right. So we've got like 5 buckets, or as I call them, phases that people have to work through: offer, marketing, sales, delivery, scale. All right. Now, obviously, leads comes in here as well. So it would be very easy for me to think of, let's just say, 20 questions about offer creation, 20 questions about content or leads or DMs, 20 questions about sales. And then I could do 20 objections, like why people think it's not a good idea. Then I could do 20 misconceptions, okay? 20 things that people get wrong or have false beliefs around when it comes to offers. You know, building it before you sell it is a massive one. So you could quite easily get 100 things, right? 100 different things that your clients want the information for or want to have answered or solved as a problem. Then what we'd want to do is put these into almost a chronological order if possible, or a sequential order on a Google Doc or something like that. And this is only really going to work if you've got clients and you have to deliver to them. But here is how I recommend approaching your content from now on with the reverse delivery method. Okay. So you start off with these 100 questions. Nice and easy. That could take you like 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. All right. 100 questions. Then you pick one, possibly the most important one that you think your clients need help with right now. Now, this particular client of mine has a group program. So I said, present it live. You literally write it out on a Google Doc and present it live in front of your group. What that then does is help solve problems for clients in the real time and allow them to ask questions about it too. Then you take that recording and you put it into your course, or you send it out to all the clients, or you give it to future clients or whatever. Okay. So you think what we've got here, we've basically created, if I go red for a sec, basically created a content bank and then a priority as to which is the most important problem to solve right now. We're solving in real time, and then we're making it evergreen. Amazing. Now, the next thing we can do after that is then create, I don't know, if we're being 5 pieces of content. 5 pieces of content. And what that can then do is go out onto LinkedIn. It could be a reel for Instagram. It could be a webinar. It could be another workshop that you sell, something like that. Another thing you could do is sell people tickets to this, if they're on the fence about working with you. You get the idea, right? So all of a sudden, rather than doing what most people do, I'm focusing on creating content from the ground up. We're actually creating content from a place of need, a place of requirement, a place of clients of ours actually wanting problems solved immediately and knowing what those problems are. So just to take you through this again, super, super simple, 100 questions based on the journey that your clients typically go on when they work with you. Then pick one, all right? Then present it live on LinkedIn. If you don't have a group, if you do have a group program, present it live to your clients on a group call here. After that, put that recording straight into your course. Don't touch it. Just fucking put it in there. All right. After that, you've just gone through all the hard work, but you've kept your clients happy first. You've served the product for the future. And now you can use the exact same content to put out there and win new clients. Now imagine on this live call, some clients start getting results or they have things to say. You can then start to pull that into your content as well. like literally screenshots or recordings of people saying this works or this is great because of X. All right. And all of a sudden, what you're doing, rather than starting from the ground up and trying to create momentum, you're just creating this flywheel that gets stronger and stronger. Okay. The reason it gets stronger is this list will get longer and better and more refined. This live that you do solves the problem in real time and therefore makes your clients establish a better bond with you and be happy with the relationship, the experience, etc., etc. It strengthens the course because it's evergreen. And if you did imagine if you did this every week, you'd have a 52 lesson course if they were all good enough. This is what I do a lot, but some of them just don't make the cut. And then you just feed in the content machine as well. Super, super easy. Really easy. So that is the reverse delivery method. Now, we are about to, as I say, release version 5.0 of C2C. It's coming out on Friday. And what we help people do with that is essentially win more clients using organic content on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and through email. All right, you pick your poison. Most people go with LinkedIn because it's the easiest platform by far. So we help you do that by putting together an offer first and foremost. So we zoom in on ideal client. We then look at the problems that they're facing. And then we look at how our solutions can solve those problems. And that means we speak directly to them. And then that allows us to craft the offer or the message or the positioning or the promise or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Then we take that offer and we put together a content strategy off the back of it. And then we set up systems. Okay. Systems, we have loads, absolutely loads. Systems that allow you to track your leads. Systems that allow you to send DMs easier, systems that allow you to scale, systemize, automate, systems that help you use AI in a sustainable way that doesn't make you look like a loser. After that, we look at the sales process in detail, and I call it our signature sales system because there are loads of different parts. I'm not going to go into them all now. After that, we show you how to deliver as well. So there are 4 stages to delivery in my eyes. Okay. You, first and foremost, onboard someone. I want to make sure they're happy. And the aim is to systemize all of this as much as possible. Then you actually deliver the thing that you deliver to them, and you have support and materials that help them do the same thing, get to the objective quicker. Then you hit an endpoint, and that endpoint will either be for them to renew at the same rate, upsell or ascend them, or they'll reach an endpoint. Ideally, we want some intros / referrals in the mix somewhere around here anyway. But making sure that all this is systemized and you have a plan. There's also something else that we help people do, but that's for people who are like 5-figure months plus. So hopefully you can see how helpful this is, because once we start the reverse delivery method and we base that here, it then informs everything. Okay, your offer informs your content, it informs your DMs, it informs your website, it informs your sales pages. It informs your sales calls. It informs your delivery, funnily enough. It informs whether you can scale or not. All right. So super simple. List out 100 questions, misconceptions, or objections that your clients have or potential clients have. Pick the biggest or the highest priority one. Create an asset for it on a Google Doc. Maybe you want some pictures in there. You can use a Notion thing if you like. Notion page. Then record that live in front of a group of people, whether that's your existing clients in a group or it's just live on LinkedIn. You then have an evergreen material that if you want to, you can start building a course with. And you also have 5 pieces of content at the very minimum, probably more like 50 if you start messing around with hooks and changing some words and stuff like that. Hope this has been helpful. I'm going to catch you next week.